I wanted to share my morning routine with you today to add to my little mini series of sustainable things I use every single day. These are things I use every day in my morning routine, and I'm so excited to say that this video is sponsored by Target because you can actually find these at your local Target. And I think that's so important for getting the average person over to the dark/sustainable side. So join me in looking at the things I use every single day. There are so many things I love about this toothpaste that I've switched to recently. Number one, as I've talked about, it has fluoride in it. Finding a sustainably packaged toothpaste with fluoride is nearly impossible. So already huge points for me off the bat for that reason. But also, this is completely packaged in aluminum. So this tube is made of aluminum, which is one of the most recyclable materials we currently produce. Most toothpaste tubes are plastic aluminum laminates, which is not recyclable in most curbsides. I've never seen it recyclable in a curbside. It's because it's a mixed material, which we could get into the nitty-gritty of why recycling is so messed up and why you can't recycle mixed materials, but I'll save you. And then on top of that, it's available at Target, which makes it incredibly accessible to a lot of people, a lot more people than before it was available. And the price point on this brand, on this range, is incredible. It's a lot more affordable than many other sustainable options out there. So really loving this toothpaste. I'm just happy because for a while I was using another brand that also had just an aluminum tube, but no fluoride. So definitely my current favorite. And obviously part of my morning routine is brushing my teeth. I hope that's also part of yours. Alright, excuse my dirty mirror, but this is the reality. I'm getting ready to film my cleaning routine for you, and we don't want it to be pre-clean before I film that video, right? We want the reality of things. So this is the reality of things. Just ignore it for the purposes of this video. Anyway, my morning routine has changed in a few different ways. It's the reason why I wanted to make this video and show you the way that my morning routine has changed. I've actually not shared a morning routine on this channel ever that I can remember, but you've seen bits and pieces of it here from my day in the life videos. So some things have changed, which is why I'm excited to show you, but one thing that has literally never ever changed since I've been on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, is the deodorant that I use, which is Native. I've literally only been using Native for the past several years because it's the only aluminum-free deodorant that I could find that works on me. And I was really excited when they did go into Target because before I had to buy it online, and I know a lot of you still do, it's still an option. But now the average person who walks into Target has access to not just Native deodorant, but also plastic-free Native deodorant. And I just think it's so cool that Target has all of these things on its shelves now. So I'm gonna put this on. Always gotta remember to put on your deodorant in the morning so you don't be smelling bad for your friends and family. And putting on deodorant is definitely not the cutest thing to do on camera. And probably people will yell at me because I just went in through my collar instead of under my shirt. Native is actually not even the only sustainable deodorant available at Target, but it's just the one that's worked for me for so long. So yes, and then as you can see, my face is quite red. That's because my skin is very pale and my capillaries are very close to the top of my skin. This is what my doctor told me. And why it's so important for me to wear sunscreen, just because I am so pale and like that's why the redness comes through, because I have such fair skin. So I try to always wear sunscreen every single morning. This is the one I've been using recently. Well, not recently, probably for over 6 months now. It's by the brand called Verse, and it is a reef safe sunscreen. It doesn't cast too bad of a white cast like under my makeup, but the reason that I chose it is because I was actually browsing in Target one day and saw that it's made of 79% post-consumer recycled plastic. And I find that finding sustainably packaged sunscreen is not the easiest thing. So the fact that this one is available at Target and is made of recycled plastic, I love. I figured I'd take you out of my bathroom because it's so echoey in there and I know people will be annoyed at that. Currently, as it stands in most of the market, it's cheaper and better quality to use new plastic than to use recycled plastic. This is just a little bit of a learning tidbit. But basically, because the market for recycled plastics has not yet become more affordable than new plastics, like I said, often it's cheaper to just use new plastic. So a lot of brands are choosing to just do that because it makes financial sense. So I think sunscreen is an incredibly important thing to be a part of your daily routine. And it's pretty easy to find one that's safe for our coral reefs. It's not so easy to find one that is packaged sustainably. So this one has been great. Always put it on my face in the morning, and I also keep one in my backpack. But I am a night showerer. Showerer? I take showers at night. You let me know if you take showers at night or in the morning, but I take mine at night. So that's not part of my morning routine. Pretty much brushing my teeth, sunscreen, deodorant. Yeah, that about wraps it up for upstairs. Then obviously I have more to do with my morning routine, but it's downstairs. So let's go down there. The girls are definitely the first thing I think about when I wake up in the morning. That's why my morning routine upstairs is pretty short, because as soon as I get my teeth brushed and my deodorant on, I come out here to let them out. You can tell that they get really excited to be let out. Exactly. So I like to get down here and let them out as soon as possible. But if any of you have ever had chickens or been around chickens, you'll know they poop a lot. And we clean off this porch pretty much every other day-ish so that we are not stepping in poop constantly. But these shoes, I have multiple pairs of these shoes, okay? I absolutely love this brand. But these are my Okabashi shoes, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them. But the reason I keep some right by my back door, like you saw, is so that I don't walk out here and poop. And these are my outdoor ones. Like I said, I have a bunch of pairs from this brand because I really, really like this brand. You guys don't remember, I've talked about them a few times in other videos. I randomly found them at Target one time when I was out of town when my fiance's mom, or she was my fiance at the time, oh my god, when my wife's mom passed, I had to leave town very quickly and I didn't bring shoes for the service. And I ran to Target, and that's where I found my first pair of Okabashis. And then I learned all about this brand that has a circular mission. So they actually take back their shoes. You can look at them. What do you think, Val? You like them too? They'll actually take these shoes back for recycling, and they're made in the US, so no crazy shipping from all over the world. And because they're available at Target, they're incredibly accessible to most people. And they're not super expensive like a lot of other sustainable brands you would think, but they use recycled materials. They take back their sandals to be recycled to make into new sandals, which is the epitome of what zero waste is. It's the epitome of what the goal of living zero waste is, right? A circular economy where we're no longer making something out of virgin materials, using it for a period of time, and then throwing it away. Instead, we're using recycled materials from the shoes, wearing them for when we can, and then giving them back to restart the process, which is just amazing and so cool that Target is carrying them. But the next part of my morning routine is definitely checking around the garden and making sure everything is okay. I'll show you some of my favorite things that are happening in the garden right now, which are that my sunflowers are blooming. I have this one, I'm low-key really bad about planting things and not labeling them. So I don't know what type of sunflower exactly this was meant to be, but it has multiple buds, and I think it's gonna keep growing for a bit longer than I had originally thought, which is great because they're beautiful. But this one I think is a little bit different. You see the leaves are bigger, and generally you can tell how big the leaves are, how big the head is gonna be. See how that one's a bit bigger than these? So, and then what else do we have blooming? I don't know what that little yellow orange flower is, but we've got the lavender, of course. Some nasturtiums are blooming. Not too many, but a few. We've got this sunflower over here blooming. It's a different one. You can tell, see, it looks very different. Oh, we have a bee friend. Cute. So yes, sunflowers are doing well. And then also my blueberries, I've been waiting on these to see when I can pick them for a while. I don't have a lot, but there are some here. And I just check them every day to make sure they're not quite ready for me to pick yet, and they're still not, so I will continue to be patient. Squashes, if a female flower on the squash opens up, I have to make sure to pollinate her because I've actually had a few of them die from all the rain that we had. You can see here, we literally got rain for like days straight and it never bloomed, like the flower never opened. So I'm really betting on this one opening up so that I can pollinate it because all my other girl ones, female flowers, have died. Well, I've been waiting for them to open up so I can pollinate them. The only one I have successfully pollinated is this one right here, which I am incredibly proud of. That looks amazing. I'm low-key so excited about that. This might need to also be pollinated, but this is a corn, and the way this works is the female gets pollinated again by the male part of the flower, and kind of you can just shake it. That's how they naturally would be pollinated, but I saved some pollen a little bit ago, and I might have to hand pollinate this one too. And we can pick any strawberries that need to be picked. And Dougie wants to help us. This is a cucumber that's growing, this plant right here. It has a ton of flowers ready, but it's a self-pollinating plant, so I don't really have to worry about doing that. And then after everything that needs to be picked is picked, I can go inside and actually use this for my breakfast. It's no secret if you've been watching my videos for any amount of times that I really enjoy acai bowls. I have one almost every morning, and I also really love my stasher bags. So I've personally been using Stasher Bag, the brand Stasher Bag, for years. And the reason that I swear by them, and I always refer you guys to check them out, is because they're super high quality. Like these bags, whoop. First one that I bought, like probably 3 or 4 years ago, I still use all the time. They hold up, they don't stain as much as some of the cheaper alternatives. They hold their shape, all that sort of stuff is just, it's superior, the Stasher Bag brand. Not only that, but these are available at Target, which makes them, like I said, a lot more accessible in terms of where you can get them for a lot of people. But also they are a B certified corporation and a woman-owned brand and part of 1% for the planet. So when you can support all of those great things while also getting a reusable alternative to single-use plastic Ziploc bags, like, I just think it's all around really great. Obviously you can use what you already have if you have something that works just as good. But if you're in the market for some reusable like baggies like this, which come in handy for me in my kitchen literally all the time, Stasher Bag is definitely my recommendation. Let's finish chopping up all my goodies here. Don't let Freely see how not brown and spotty this banana is. She will come for all of us. Also, pro tip of being lazy low-key and not wanting to wash more dishes, I just cut all my fruits. It might not be the safest thing that I do, but it's what I do. You're so cute. But I need you to get up. I recently got a new desk chair. Well, I got it to replace that chair over there, but for now I'm getting my original desk chair reupholstered, and it's gonna take 2 weeks. So I need a chair at least for the meantime, so I got this one. Found it on Facebook Marketplace literally last night. And Tippy has decided he really likes it. Well, basically anytime I thrift anything, I bring it into the house and he feels the need to make it smell like him. Clothes, sheets, literally anything. And this is what I'm dealing with currently. Sir, do you think you could let me have my chair?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, so after breakfast, basically, obviously, you have to get ready. After I make sure my lips aren't purple from my acai bowl, that often happens to me. But I basically just start to get ready, and I actually have a full makeup routine on my channel if you want to see the whole thing. I talk in that video, and I talk about it every time pretty much that I talk about my makeup, that there are so few brands on the market right now that are doing more sustainable things when it comes to makeup. You can definitely just completely opt out of wearing makeup if that's what you really want. But for me, because I'm constantly looking at myself on camera, I'm editing myself, posting myself, all that sort of stuff, I really like for my complexion to be even. You can see before I start blending it in, my skin tone is just not even. And it's just because, like I said earlier, how freaking pale I am. So just being able to even out my skin tone really helps me. So I do wear makeup, but it's very, like, there are not very many brands out there even doing sustainable things when it comes to makeup. And I'm seeing some growth in that area, but not a ton. But a brand that's been around for a while is EcoTools. You can find EcoTools at Target, which is where I got this. So I think it's a sustainable option right now, while there's just literally like such a lack of brands doing sustainable things when it comes to makeup. I think the biggest thing you can do to be more sustainable within your makeup routine right now is honestly just be minimal with it. Like, I feel like the biggest problem right now with the makeup world is that there's just so much stuff, and people buy and buy and buy all this stuff that they're never gonna be able to actually use. But things like these sponges, they last for a long time. They're made of more sustainable materials, and they're easily accessible, whereas like a lot of the brands that are doing more sustainable things with makeup are incredibly expensive. And EcoTools keeps things at a nice, affordable price, you know? So when I finish doing all this pounding all over my face, I wanna talk about a couple more things with you really quickly before I finish up my morning routine. This is my finished makeup look, and I just wanted to have a quick conversation here at the end about my interest in talking more about things that are more accessible to people. I have a lot of people on this channel who watch these videos, and I kind of have to give a balance between giving options for people who are beginners or people who don't have access to more expensive sustainable options, and balancing people who are new to people who have been on this journey for a long time. I am very excited to see so many plastic-free, sustainable, zero waste products on the shelves at conventional stores where the average person shops. And that's because whenever I first came to like a zero waste lifestyle, if you wanted a plastic-free deodorant, you had to make it yourself. Yeah, sure, to the people who are like the most extreme environmentalists, they're willing to take the time and the effort to make their own deodorants and to have a product that, let's be honest, is not as good as someone who is a professional making those things. But to the average person who walks into a Target and just wants to get a deodorant, now there's a plastic-free option right next to the option that they're used to buying. And that's the type of accessibility that I think Target affords the average person, which is so, so cool. And the things that I shared with you today are just things I already use that you can get at Target, but there's so many other things. They've even started a fair trade line of denim in their stores. And if something is fair trade, you can assure someone was paid fair wages and treated fairly to make it, which is amazing. If you're someone who has been on this sustainable living journey for a long time, when we talk about accessibility and brands that are available at places like Target, it's important to remember where we started, right? Because a lot of times just making one switch can put you on a trajectory to do so many more things, not only to change your own life, but to change the world as a whole, because that's kind of the mission behind purchasing and using more sustainable things. Everything I talked about today will be linked below, along with a few other things that you can check out that's available on Target's site, which is very exciting to me. So yeah, I just wanted to have a chat about that. I talked about it in another recent video, which I'll link up here, where I talk more about brands and being sustainable and where's the line and all that kind of stuff. So, well, I hope you learned something new in this video today. I was just talking about some sustainable things that I use every single day to live more sustainably. And another huge thank you to Target for sponsoring this video. I think it's so exciting to see big companies making things like this accessible. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do.